Hey Scorpio, welcome to your September general love reading. I'm just going to kick things right off, shuffling the deck, and we're using the Mystic Mondays Tarot. I'm setting my intentions. Please, Spirit, guide me to receive the message that will most benefit Scorpio. Any obstacles or challenges, any helpful advice, or anything in general that Scorpio needs to know. Oops. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of cards that are playing off of each other's energy, and I'm also seeing a lot of cards that popped up in Libra's reading right before you guys, actually. The Five of Swords, the Three of Swords. Yeah, those two cards popped up in Libra's energy. So it could be possible that you guys are dealing with a Libra, that you've had some fallout with a Libra. So definitely keep that in mind. Your overall energy, however, is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords talks about new beginnings, and the Aces all talk about new beginnings, but the Ace of Swords specifically talks about a new beginning with clarity. It talks about cutting through sort of the doubt and the miscommunications and all the things of the mental realm that could have been sort of fogging up or just delaying communication. One of the first cards that popped out was the King of Cups, and you guys got a lot of cards that popped out. So that to me tells me that you guys are really in your intuition right now, especially with the High Priestess. You guys are really in your intuition and really feeling out the energy. So my number one advice for this month is definitely follow your gut feeling, follow your intuition, because I'm feeling that's what's going to lead you to success. If something smells fishy, looks fishy, feels fishy, it is fishy, you know? Regardless of how much or whatever anyone else tells you, I think that you know and that you should definitely follow what you think first. So with the King of Cups, I feel like you're very much in a loving mode right now. You're very much open, receptive. You're probably also open to going out and finding love. Like, a lot of Scorpios aren't usually the ones to dance around acting first. Like, Scorpios, in my experience, aren't really afraid of asking out first or anything like that. And especially if you feel that you should in your intuition, do it, because this High Priestess is here, and the High Priestess is the most intuitive card of the deck. The High Priestess has the power to know what you're thinking before you even think it, because of her intuition and because of her sort of presence in the psychic realm. So I think that if you can do it, go for it. You have the Knight of Swords here, which is, to me, usually talks about communication. It's usually a message that's already sort of made. And you also have the Page of Swords. So to me, I feel like you've already been at a point where you've sort of created this message, like the message has been born in your head, and now you're sort of in the stages of where, if you're undecided that you want to send it yet, you're like, okay, I think this could be getting to a point where I should do something about it. Like, sometimes with the Page of Swords, it's like something happens or something is born, but it's not like, it doesn't have the follow through yet. But when it has the Knight of Swords attached to it, it definitely gets some of that added follow through. It's not as much as like the King of Swords, where it's someone who's been, through the ringer, and this is definitely an idea that has a lot of merit and could very well lead to success. This to me feels like you're in the middle stages of deciding whether or not you want to send it yet. I feel like for a lot of you, you've had a fallout with a particular person, and that's why you're sort of, do I send it, do I not? Because the Five of Swords talks about arguments, and the Three of Swords talks about heartbreak. So if you've had arguments with someone in the past, either you or them or both are very distraught over what happened still. Because with the Empress, I feel like this is how you guys perceive each other. I feel like you each perceive each other in a way where it's like, wow, that's the one that got away. So that's why there's so much of this tactful thinking going on about the message or about the communication in general, is because I think there's a lot of misinformation, miscommunications, and maybe somebody even blocked each other, or you guys may have both blocked each other. So it's like, definitely there's that feeling of like uncertainty when it comes to what the other person is feeling. And on a logical level, you can't know what the other person is feeling. But on an intuitive level, you can feel what they're feeling. So that's why I would suggest to you, like, definitely follow your intuition. Follow what you think you're feeling. I see the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very powerful in anything that has to do with business, anything that has to do with like physical vitality, manifestation in the physical realm. So if you've been looking towards, starting a business, this is great. If you've been looking towards starting a relationship, this is also great. This is also how they probably perceive you as well. So definitely for me, I would say that there's a lot of fiery passion within you, but there's also that romantic, dreamy, sort of lovey-dovey romance within you too. So you've got sort of both sides of the coin, where it's like you've got the passion to make things fun and interesting, but you've also got the love to have to where things have the follow through. And that's why this world is here, is because you really do have both sides of the coin. And I feel like a lot of you guys, even from like the past year, have had a major transformation in who you are. So now it's like to the point where you like might not even recognize yourself anymore, and you're like, wow, that's how I was talking to people, that's how I was like dressing, that's how I was handling these situations, that kind of stuff. And now you're like so much more mature, so much more powerful. You've taken back your power. You're ready to take on the world. And that's why you may, in fact, also see yourself as the Empress. The Empress is the Queen of Queens. The Empress has the mental expertise of the Queen of Swords, the physical touch of the Queen of Pentacles, the passion of the Queen of Wands, and the love of the Queen of Cups. So she's definitely a catch. She has it all. And I feel like you're feeling like that now, because it's one thing to have other people tell you, wow, you're such a catch, or wow, you have it all, or wow, I'm so lucky to have you, or whatever. But like, it's another thing entirely for you to feel that way. And I feel like that's how you're feeling. With this Two of Pentacles, you're matching the vibrational energy of how other people see you, because I think other people see you very much in that light. So especially this month in September. So it's becoming a lot easier to balance your relationships because there isn't that cognitive dissonance between how you feel and how you're being treated. And I feel like you're doing the same to others. And, you know, the queen never settles for less, so much less the empress will ever settle for less. The empress doesn't settle until she finds her emperor. And I don't see an emperor here, so that tells me that you're probably looking for your emperor. But, you know, the king of cups and the king of wands, there's definitely people in your energy that, you know, you can see, and you're seeing them as possible, like, potential candidates. But if you're still looking, then I would, you know, strongly suggest still look, because now's the time to follow your intuition. You know, don't like choose this guy because he's available, or choose that guy because XYZ. Choose people because you want to, because you feel that it's what you need to do, not what you're forced to do. It's what you need to do for your own personal health. And I just looked up at the timer and it said 11:11, so definitely I'm feeling a lot of magical love power for you guys. So overall, you guys are doing great, even if it feels like there's a lot of chaos or whatever around you. You're gonna pull through, and you're gonna pull through even better than you had imagined before. So definitely keep your chin up high, and do not settle for less. And I hope to see you guys in October for your next monthly reading.